Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for another adventure. Summer is the best time to travel in the whole year, and this year it won't be an exception. However, this time I'm not traveling solo, but instead I got one of the best travel companions someone can wish for. My mom. Since airports are usually quite expensive, I got another travel hack, namely just go and get some delicious pretzels. They are quite affordable and good if you are hungry before a flight, just like me. Before we enter the plane, I want to give a shout out to my two executive producers, Didrik and Dominic. Without you guys, none of this would be possible. If you, my dear viewer, would like to become a supporter just like them, check out the first link in the description down below. It will lead you to my Patreon page. Or if you prefer supporting me in a different way, you may consider giving me a super thanks here on YouTube. I would be really grateful for that. So where are we flying? Well, if you see this plane right here, you don't even need to take a guess. We're flying to Doha! Previously I flew twice to Abu Dhabi, but this time around, due to the Boeing controversy, I said to myself, if it's Boeing, I'm not going. So the only other airline that offered flying from Zurich to my final destination without a Boeing plane was Qatar Airways. This model here is the Airbus A350, and it's my first time flying on one.
Kakav amortizer misliš? Što gore?
Da.
Ovo preglavica.
Preglavica.
Pazi, sad će da odskoči.
Pukći. Dobro, 30 na sat.
Najjače je to što nije uopšte ni preglavica.
Sometimes I'm actually wondering what kind of stuff my mom says, but thinking that this is a speed bump, plausible, I think. Okay, in a couple of seconds we're gonna take off. And let me tell you guys, I think this is ingenious, like that you have cameras where you can follow what the plane does. How cool is that? So at the end of the day, no matter where you sit, you don't need the outside view. You get the outside view from here even better. Well, not in 60 FPS, but it is what it is, I think. Here we go, here we go.
Hop, hop, hop,
I'm on. Da da da.
Odlepio se.
Let's get straight to the service. I got myself a gin tonic because, let's be real, the holiday just started and Qatar Airways offers free spirits just like Etihad Airways does. And at the same time I was enjoying a great movie from the country I'm visiting after Qatar. Can you take a guess where it's going? For the meal, I decided to go for the penne with a tomato sauce. I thought that they would be enjoyable to eat, but I must admit that they were underwhelming and that I would have preferred not to eat anything, as the other meal options with mutton and chicken weren't convincing either. At least the cheesecake pudding was a saving grace. The total flight duration was just a bit over 6 hours and went via the Adriatic Sea, Greece, Turkey, Iraq, and the Gulf. Honestly, I had no idea what I was going to expect, but given that it is going to be the late afternoon and a desert climate, I could only imagine that it is going to be scorching hot. All in all, I consider the flight as really comfortable and the staff as enormously friendly, so I'd definitely love to fly with them again in the future. Without those cameras, I certainly wouldn't have been able to catch this footage. Thanks for this feature, Qatar Airways. Ladies and gentlemen, here's also my mom. Anyway guys, let me tell you, we are finally in Doha here in Qatar and I'm so excited. Actually, we're both so excited because we've never been here, and also we're looking forward to see how this place is because we've only seen it from the World Cup 2 years ago, and I think like come on, let's see how it is, because at the end of the day, this place surely has quite a lot of things to offer. You got multiple different ways how you can get to the city center, but the most straightforward one for us was the Doha metro. It takes quite a long walk from the terminal to get to the station. One single journey costs 2 rials, but if you take more than 3 journeys, it's best to go for the daily pass, which costs 6 rials. The travel cards resemble the Andante travel pass what I've used back in Porto, which I visited 2 years ago. The metro system is fairly new, as it was just finished before the World Cup in 2022. I'm also surprised how little people were using it to get to the city, but that may be because it's not the tourist season due to the hot summer. Overall, the ride is comfortable and the whole infrastructure is squeaky clean, so you won't see any rubbish around the train and stations, neither you will see any stains on the seats or anywhere else in the train. The thing what I found a bit weird for me as a European is the fact that there are standard and family sections for the train. If I was alone, I'd have to use the standard section in a train, but because I was traveling with my mom, I was able to enter the family section, where women are allowed to travel on their own. I don't know why it is like that, but I think it's most likely a cultural thing. Alright, after a very successful ride with the metro, we are finally here in the hotel. Here is the bathroom, and honestly speaking, I'm surprised how clean it is. You got even here the bidet or the faucet next to the toilet, and an actual bidet. This is amazing, and a lot of complementary things like soaps and other stuff like, what is this, vanity kit, shower cap, sewing kit, everything, and it looks really clean and pretty well maintained. Like, I'm very surprised, and it's a full bathtub. Like, wow, just wow. Here the room itself, it's big enough, like you have enough space for 2 bigger sized single beds. Here's the wardrobe with a safe, my goodness, bathrobe and iron. Honestly speaking, this is pretty standard for a 4-star hotel, but let me tell you guys, with this hotel, like, I mean, how much did we end up paying for this? It's not even that expensive. Like, if you were booking it normally from their website or something like that, it would be more expensive, but I ended up buying this via the Discover Qatar website, where I put in my flight number that I fly with Qatar Airways, and they gave me the access that I can have a Qatar stopover for as long as I want, from between 12 hours and 4 days. So in the end, I paid for this double room without breakfast only 24 Swiss francs or 99 Qatari rials. So this is a joke, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, I'm absolutely surprised how affordable this is, and it's a stunning hotel. And one thing what I need to point out, the staff is incredibly friendly. Kako ti se čine?
Mnogo lepo.
Odlično. Uživaj. And it's already almost 9:30, and we are here right now at Souk Waqif, which is the old town of Doha. Basically here what you can see is a lot of old buildings, as you could imagine from an old town. And this is the Souk Waqif Mosque, which is pretty special considering it goes up like in a spiral. Really cool. It's also pretty happening for it being in the middle of summer, like end of June, bro. Super hot, but it's still okay. A little bit of a breeze, but it's still okay. You can go out, and obviously people, they dress the way how they feel comfortable, and you will not feel judged at all. This is something what I never expected from Qatar. I really enjoyed here. And finally, the place where I think it's the nicest view out of all here in Doha, the Corniche. And just look in the front where I am right now. There you have so many skyscrapers, so many lights, and even the boats here, they actually want to invite you to go for a ride, saying that it is quite fun, which probably might be, but the thing is, like, I'm just not in the mood to do so. And personally, I think, yeah, sometimes the music can be a bit too obnoxious, but they're all illuminated, it's fun, and I personally think it's not that Qatar is a boring place. In fact, I think it is a place where you can have lots of fun, indeed. And now that it is Thursday, it's like where people have time off, they go out, have fun. Awesome. To me, it is a very pleasant surprise to see how actually genuinely nice the people are. I didn't expect this, not at all. And who says that Qatar is just traditional, conservative and all of that? No, it has contemporary art like this mussel, like this clam. It's really nice. It's just looking so wonderful, and I think like, yeah, they really try hard to gather tourists, be more contemporary, be more open. It's amazing. I really enjoy that. Na skali od 1 do 10, koliko ti se sviđa Doha?
1 do 10, 1 plus.
1 plus, znači ne baš puno.
Samo da je vreme. Da je jedno 20 stepeni manje.
Pa onda možda bolje da se ide negde februara. Onda bi možda dala 2. Ali dobro, ne znam ni ja.
Lepo je, ima lepih stvari, samo što je vrijeme užasno.
Slažem se, baš je malo pretoplo, ali dobro, šta ćemo sad?
Šta je, tu je.
Jeste. Well, you heard my mom's opinion on Qatar, but how about me? Since I'm not too sensitive about heat, especially the heat is different from the heat we get in Switzerland in the summer with 33 degrees, I have to say that I expected Qatar to be a lot hotter. Yes, it feels humid and of course I needed to drink often, but it is bearable. The fact that even an underground parking garage got air conditioning shocked me, because that wouldn't exist in our shores due to the unnecessary waste of electric energy. However, I feel that the Souk Waqif area and the Corniche are really nice and that the people aren't pushing you too much to use their services, such as boat tours and so on. And of course, the food we had at the restaurant tasted great. All in all, I would like to visit Doha and Qatar again, but in some colder season if possible. So I would rate it with a solid 7 out of 10, because I think there is yet to explore more. That was it from my side. I hope that you really enjoyed this first video, and I'm going to see you guys in the next part where we will be flying to our actual destination. Bye bye!